you clean. Okay.
There she is.
Hi, Jade. Nice to meet you. I'm Coach Fred. Good morning. Morning. Morning.
And Jacob's joined us too.
Oh, hey, Jacob. Everybody's got a J except me. Jeez. All right. Craig joins. We're going to change Craig's name too. So I'm Jafred today.
Yeah, Jafred.
Jafred. So Jade, we're going to start with a wand or a stick. You just need a pole of some sort, a broom stick or something to start off with.
Broom handle or something?
Yeah, anything. So, yeah.
There, now my name is perfect.
Jacob, Minecraft. Yeah. And it's pronounced Mincroft. Mincroft. Okay, you gotta have a European accent. I'm Jacob Mincroft.
The proper English pronouncement.
Yeah, exactly.
The British pronouncement.
Yeah, and we see a lovely shot of Jacob's ceiling fan. Yay, there it is. Great, that'll do. That looks perfect.
Lovely.
Great. Okay, great. So these are the wand exercises come from the 1800s. They're from the German and English and French traditions of the time. They are taken pretty much from either just wand as an exercise drill as exercises became popular, or also bayonet exercises. So everything that we try to teach here has a martial context in it in some way, shape, or form. And Jim told me, Jade, that he loaned you some clubs. That's great, and we'll do the clubs in a bit. So usually the first half hour is the wand exercises, and then we move to the clubs. So first exercise, I hope you can see, really just the legs are standing, feet are like you're standing on a pair of railroad tracks. Knees are slightly bent, but they're wide. It's coming across, sort of a big, sort of nice, relaxed. There you go, that's all that. Just like that. And so what we do, the first one is we hold the wand towards the end. Okay, it doesn't matter where they are as far as relation, but put a little bit more than the shoulder width apart. And the knees are slightly bent. And the first one is really just a bit of a warm up. What we're going to do is move the wand around horizontally. And my body's pretty much staying where it is. And the breathing is nice and gentle. This is just to get the muscles deciding that they should wake up. The wand should be level the entire way around it. I just when I teach, I call it a stick, a wand, a pole, a staff. It's all the same thing. The German traditions call it a wand. In English, call it a wand or a pole. The French called it bâton. And now we switch directions. So we were doing circle one direction. Now we switch it the other way. And when I get to the extremities, I stretch out. I'm as sort of as wide as I can go. Circles nice and wide, stretched out there, without leaning. Nice and round. In addition, we've got a lot of Chinese exercises as well from the internal Chinese martial arts. Those were very similar things. And they were doing sort of sort of co-genesis event, sort of doing the same or similar types of exercise with a wand or a pole. Chinese call them wand. I forget the translation on that one. Okay. Next one, I'm staying in the same type of stance. And what I'm doing is, this is called, in the Chinese tradition, called peeling the octopus. And you'll see what happens is you actually are looking, it looks like you're taking, like an octopus is moving its arms around. From here, the hands are in the same position. And what we do is, if the wand comes up to one side, you lift the shot up and over and around your head, down behind your back, up and over, and then around. So a sideways view of that would be, my right hand comes up, my left hand comes down, and then move my right hand around my head, backwards, parallel behind my back, coming over the head, and there. That's the sort of gist of the exercise. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the circle around the body wider and bigger. So from here, I take the wand. I started this close to my body here, I'm going to move it out a little bit so it's a little farther away from my body. Hands in the same place. I'm now having to keep the distance of my body the same as it goes around my body. I'm keeping this sort of envelope around my body for the same distance. Then we stop and we switch directions, go back the other direction. And the trick of it is when you're here, there's always the same space around your body. So from here, I want to make sure I have space this way too as I go around. And then you say, oh, why does he do these in the morning? He's a mean person. Okay. All right, and then now we stop to the neutral position. We move the wand out a little bit more. Switching directions. And now I'm going a little wider. And my body's going to have to be a little more activated to get this distance away from my body. I'm trying to maintain distance with my arms. The elbows are never locked, but they're pushing away from my body. And then go to neutral and switch directions. And this is called peeling the octopus. And I find that this exercise, if you have nothing else you can do in the rush of the morning, do this exercise just to get the shoulders moving for you. Keep your shoulders supple, ready to move the day. All right, then back to neutral. We move out even farther away from the body. We go about 6 inches each time. Switching directions as I do that. Please continue. Nice, looks nice, very nice, nice and smooth. And Jacob, your ceiling fan is just looking great. And now farther, or switch directions if you haven't. If you're going one direction, let's go the other direction. And then now to neutral position, even farther. So you're going to have to move your body now a little bit to make those movements. I'm going to have to move around, bending at the waist, keeping my body erect. I mean, my spine is straight up and down in a sense, but I am moving around as I go around. And then switch direction. And then let's try neutral position a little farther, so the farthest you can get. And then switch directions. Keep going, please. Looking nice, good, nice and smooth. Doesn't have to be too fast, just nice and smooth. Great, cool. Okay, so we call that, it's a Chinese set. That's called peeling the octopus. Okay. Next one we're gonna do is 2 variants of this. We're trying to break it down. Some of these are the basic exercises we're doing. And coincidentally, Jade, even before you joined, I was planning on doing basics today. So you joined at a really good time. All right, this first movement,
By the way, Fred, she's athletic, so she's like good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, you'll catch these.
Yeah.
There are nuances to these, even for an athlete, that you want to be cautious of your shoulders. So I want to make sure that we get the form correct, as in anything. But see, if you do them incorrectly, the intent of these is to help your shoulders and your arms and the rest of your body develop. If you do them incorrectly, you won't, even for a seasoned athlete. Okay, so we want to be cautious. I've trained some mixed martial arts fighters. They say, oh yeah, I can do this, no problem. And then injure their shoulder. Like, how just doing a simple exercise? These are much more dynamic than you think they are. So be cautious, okay? All right, so next one, I'm going to do it in a wider stance. You can do it in a more of a sort of ready stance. That's fine. My hands are, again, back to the same place they were. I'm actually I'm a little wider. I want to go wider on the wand here. What I'm doing is just moving to one side. I'm just lifting the wand to push to one side. So this hand actually pushes to my body, and the other hand just sort of has to follow suit, kind of in a pendulum. Really simple, straightforward. And what you want to concentrate on is this right against my body. When I get to here, I'm going to concentrate on this pushing into my body. This has pressure here. I'm doing this here. This is from a bayonet piece, and this is you're bayoneting someone, and you're coming in under here, and you're locking this in as you do the bayonet strike. This is also, believe it or not, physical therapy exercise. Go figure. You want to make sure when you get here, make sure your shoulder is sinking down in the socket. It's not rolling over. I'm over exaggerating, but it's there, nice down, locked into here, where it really is nice, resting comfortable. Don't roll the shoulder over. Don't have it slouched down. So it's really a nice, natural position. And I'm squeezing really with my lats here. I'm squeezing in. Okay, now I want you to in this hand, I'm going to keep the hands where they are. I'll keep my left hand supinated. I'm going to pronate my right hand. So I'm going to turn this over. And I'm keeping it in the same position. So now I've got left hand palm facing, or right hand palm facing up, left hand palm facing down. I'm going to move it all the way over to move it to the vertical. Just on the one side. Yes, Jim. I'm just going to go on the one side. So facing here, it looks like here is it. Now this hand, you want to make this come to the vertical as much as possible, pushing up with the bottom hand. You're pushing up all the way over this case the right. This end, pushing up. Okay, now switch hand positions. Right palm down, left palm up. Opposite side. Jacob, I can't see you. I'm assuming you're seeing these. Great. Okay, great. Thank you, sir. Okay. Now we're going to build on this exercise. And so what we're doing, I'm going to go back now to my left palm down, right hand up. I'm going here, then I'm tucking my left hand under and coming over. So from here, here. I want to not bend over like I just did. So keep my head right. So up to here and here. In martial context, this can be a block and a strike. So you, in the sense here is this is moving up here and coming down, striking. A lot of times you see in quarterstaff or even a Chinese set, there's a block and a strike.
Fred,
So,
do you move forward with the strike or no?
With the strike, when you're doing I was demonstrating the martial context, but for now, I just want you to do this for the exercise. Okay?
Okay.
We're going to get there. Jacob is always trying to be 3 steps ahead. Yeah, sorry about that. You got to be cautious of the ceiling. We have all done it. It's fine. Jim, she signed a waiver, right?
Yeah, I've got a few marks on my ceiling too.
Yeah.
I've got a few marks on my ceiling fan.
It's funny. When we do the clubs, I think about this a lot. When we do the clubs, you want to make sure you have this arc that you want to spin around. Jacob's very good at it. Because those move faster through space, we kind of forget with the wands. But I've not ever hit any of my cats. I love my cats. But you got to be cautious of the environment around you, okay?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's funny, the other thing this teaches us is that different weapons have different spatial aspects. And so do we need to be cognizant of that? And there's nothing wrong with striking something. Okay, then switch. So now I'm going to turn my hand over, and I'll turn my hand right palm down, left palm up, to the side. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay.
I like just move outside.
If you want, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Great. Okay, watch out for the verbs. We're on this side here. So you're here. Here. Now let's just switch back to the other side, and now we're going to add the step that I showed from the martial context and show from the side here. So now I've got left palm down, right palm up, here, stepping here in a lunge. So this is making an arc from here, and I'm tucking this hand underneath. So I've done here, then, and my right palm is down, and my left hand that's under my armpit is facing up for a new supinate. So to sort of speed it up, if I was fighting someone, this would be a block and then an overhead strike. Here. Step is really just stepping forward with a bit of width in my stance. It's not really a fencing stance, because you want to have some width in that. You're not doing it on the line, so you're not in a straight line. You're actually setting up with some width in your stance. In this case, my shoulders are actually square facing forward, not leaning forward, because I'm actually going to use this for the line. So my shoulders kind of have to stay forward. You can't cheat forward, can't cheat back. I'm kind of stuck with this wound up under my armpit. So here, here. Okay, switch sides. So now I'm going to have my right palm down, left palm up. Nice. Jim, don't lean over too much. Don't get off balance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Nice. Cool. Let's add a little fun to this one. It's all fun. But I've done the same. So now I'm going back to my left hand palm down and right hand palm up. The side, I've done this strike. Now I'm simply going to lift it. So I now brought the other end out here. Now watch this. I'm going to take my left foot, in this case, my right foot. I'm going to step all the way through, turn my body, and pierce out. So longer flow here, 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 strike here. Now it's here. I step forward and thrust to the throat of someone behind you. All right. Nice, Jim. Perfect.
Like that?
Yes, let me see. Should do again. Do again, Jada. I didn't see what you did. See it one more time. Yes. Yes. That's it. Yes. Yes. Step back all the way. Yes. Correct. Now you're, in this case, your right foot is forward, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. You're perfect. Okay, great. You got it. So you've done this, this, upward strike, turning around, looking behind you, stepping all the way through. If there's someone behind. Yeah, don't forget the second one is a strike too. So you've done this. This is a strike under someone's chin. So this is coming up with some intent. It's not just simply moving this. I've done this. I come over the head. We're struck them down. Now I'm striking them under the chin. And then I'm turning. When you turn, and I've gone over this before, team. But when we do this, here, I've done this strike. What turns first, Jacob? What do I turn first? Jacob, what were you guessing what I turned first when I'm going to hit someone behind me, Jacob?
But you kind of need to see them in order to see what you're hitting.
Okay. Yes, so you kind of need to see. So that would entail then what turns first?
Head.
Your head. There you go. Excellent. Good. That's what I was looking for. Gold star for the day. Because they may have to go another direction. So the person may have moved. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have senses that we use behind us. We have our prior perceptions, but we don't always understand that they may have moved in your target. You have to sight your target. Okay. Sight down here, here. Okay, other side. So now my right hand is down, palm down, left hand palm up. Come up, down. Do the strike to the chin, turn. This is really just a thrust and strike. Nice. This looks good. Looking very good. Excellent. Excellent all across the board. Okay, we're gonna do one more wand exercise. Looks a lot like a long sword exercise where you're gonna halberd strike. Here, I'm actually gonna keep my hands in an interesting position. I'm actually not gonna have sort of a standard quarterstaff thing. I'm actually gonna keep my hands toward the end of the wand. Is that what I'll do? Yes. Yeah, it's almost, it's just, this is for the French baton series. What I'm gonna do is, the bulk of the wand is down here. I'm holding it towards the end at this end, both palms down, which is kind of weird. Okay. And so the first movement is really just coming across and doing this. That's all it is. Right. And then I'm going to arc this wand all the way down and smack him over the head. So it comes all the way around like this. So here, here. In your position, I block here, it comes all the way over. The hands go from here to here. Hands will look like that when you're done. Good, perfect, good, good. Almost feels as if you're, what's the word, punching? It's the, when you're in the gondola or the canoe, you're doing paddleboarding. Almost what it feels like. Here. Now, longsword, Jacob, you probably want to do this, right? Let me see. I want you to work on the hands being down. Here across, all the way across like this, and coming up and over. Boom. And so if you're Jade, if you're on this side, you've done here, I see that you're on your left-hand side, right? Left foot and step out.
Oh,
Yes, perfect, good. Here. That's weird because as if the longer stick, you're gonna have to reach up higher here, and that's fine.
no.
Sorry, Jacob. So that's some wand stuff. Wand / baton / quarterstaff / stick. We've mixed a couple of traditions there, but they're all kind of fun. I wanted to throw some fun to you today. So now let's put the wands down, and we're going to go and pick up the clubs.
Nice.
Great. Clubs and coffee. Oh, that's awesome. That's the best thing in the world.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Jim, she's perfect. Clubs and coffee. It's brilliant. Just maybe that. All right. We're going to do some club warm-ups. Okay. Believe it or not, we're just going to let them sit here for a second. Okay. And the clubs, what size weight did she have? Do we have her on?
1 pound.
1. Perfect. Great. Okay. I'm using the, let me see, 2 pounders. Oh, no, pound and a half. Okay. So on this one, I'm in a nice relaxed position here. I'm simply going to let the clubs on the inside roll up and hang there for a second. And then come down. And they're just really rolling across my body. They're sliding across my body. The thing you want to concentrate on is when you get to here, try to keep the elbows towards the center. And I'm not even moving my legs at this point. I'm just letting them do this. Nice. And now one at a time. We lost Jacob.
Uh-oh.
Well, we weren't swinging something, so he didn't hit this one. He didn't hit his counter this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to do basically a wrist circle. It's really a Molinet. It looks a lot Molinet's spin. Okay. It really is from here. The way I teach the clubs is for martial artists. Many people teach the clubs actually being on the ball. I don't want you to do that for the foreseeable future. We'll get to be able to spin things on the ball. It looks really cool, but it's not teaching you what I need to teach you about the martial arts, because we're focused on being able to use this as a proxy for a weapon of either a cutting weapon or a smacking weapon. Okay, so I don't want you to be out here. It looks really cool to see it spin on the knob, but that's not going to teach our wrists anything. So what I want us to do is really hold it in more of a hammer grip with your bottom or the pinky finger resting on the knob. Okay, that's where I want us to hang out most of the time. I will change it, tell us as we advance to use more of the knob, but I really want you to focus on this. There are 2 schools of thought in the Indian club community. Some people like to be on the knob because they think that's teaching you finger dexterity. Well, yes, it is. That's not a martial context. These were originally training for weapons. These were clubs used in battle. So we want to treat them as such. Okay. So from here, I'm going to have my arm slightly bent. I'm not going to lock. I never want to lock things out. I'm going to have just a nice, gentle, relaxed bend in my shoulder. And from here, I'm actually having the wrist break go forward. Then it turns over, the palm supinates, comes down behind. I'm keeping the palm out there, and it's circling around back to the starting position. So from here, zoom in here. So. This one takes lots of practice, and even people who have very supple wrists take a while to learn this. Great. Okay. Cool. All right. you're doing what's proper, you're actually loosening the hand up. Try to, as much as possible, keep the hand really, the only really break you want to see is here. You want to, you see opening the fingers, try to keep a solid grip on the club. Yes, good, let's look good. And you want them as close to the forearm as possible here. So it's dropping down here. You don't want to have little cones out there. You really want it to be doing this. It's falling forward. So when you're striking, you're cutting down here. And why do we do this? Very much a saber cut. You're fighting with a saber. Heavy sabers, they were actually blocking that. A strike coming here, coming around the cut. So the intercepting block, so if you're fighting someone, intercepting block, boom, boom. Here, if you're out here, you're not intercepting anything. So you really want to do this here. Here. Nice. Okay, makes sense. Good. Again, if I was teaching you out here, this isn't going to help you. Don't spin a saber like this because you'll lose your saber in battle. You want to hold on to your weapon. Why lose your weapon? Okay, so there's a bit of my hand does this a little bit, but I don't let go up here. Good. Good. Great. And try to a little bit keep this. I see the thumb doing this. Try to keep the thumb engaged here. And yes, nice. Yes. Yes. Good. Great. Perfect. Good. And we're just gonna, this is an outward wrist circle because it's on the outside of your arm. We're just going to stay with that today. Okay. And so just get used to that. All right, switch hands. And here. Yes. It's going to feel different on each side. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no worries. All right, don't let your fingers flay all over the place. Try to keep them close together. Nice. It takes a while. This is what you want to actually just do this for a couple seconds. Just get used to that on the left hand. Yeah. Okay. And then now try turning it over. Just do this a couple times. So I'm simply doing this. Yeah. Yep. Because what the hand does here, turns over, then it comes back. So when you really break it down, this goes, my wrist is top, supinate the hand, turn it over even more to let the club come all the way around. So from your point of view, it would look like this, then dropping it. Okay. These are things you can do when you're watching TV. You know? Okay. Again, being cautious of cats. The very first movement, Jacob didn't show it, he dropped off, but the very first movement we do with clubs is this. Just to make sure there's nothing around us. No cats, no dogs, no anything, okay? Squirrels, no problem. You can hit the squirrels. No, I'm not advocating that at all. Good, great, okay, good. So that's wrist circles. There's something that'll come, but make sure you work on both sides. So now take both hands, both gloves, do both. Again, these are outward circles because they're traveling on the outside of your arm. We have inward ones we do as well, but for this exercise today, we're going to work on the outward circles. Okay, so now we're going to add some leg work to it. So the first one doesn't, what we do is this progressive exercise. We work on moving the clubs through space and then we add wrist circles. So the movement is really feet are shoulder width apart, not any wider, because we're going to swing our clubs and come down to our knees eventually. And the arm movement is really from here, slight bend, up. Now they're sort of hanging up over my body. And as I come down, I do a semi-squat. I'm in a little squat position here. And notice how my pivot is really just my shoulder. I'm not throwing this out. I'm not straightening this arm. It really is the arm is doing the same movement the entire way. Like the only place it has a hinge is right here. I'm doing it with a squat. Squat. Here. Squatting here. here. Great. It's good. Squat is back is straight, not bending over. That looks good. Nice. Very good. Great. And your ending position, the clubs are ending, your knees are really sort of just about, the club head is right about at my knee level. So these are coming back to almost a vertical there. Here, here. As you practice this, there's two forms. The clubs are dropping and they're also pushing up. So as they come down from here, actually push up to the clubs. So the clubs can actually, as they add more speed, the clubs can actually bring me up, help me come up. And so, looks good. Good head position. Thank you. Very good. Excellent. Looking good. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to add to the fun. So this time, as you come here, as we do our squat, as we get to here, right now my hands are parallel to the ground, I actually do a wrist circle, and then I continue to move. So straight up, here, do our wrist circles that we just learned, and then down here. So I'm essentially, when I get to the wrist circles, I'll pause as I complete the circle, and then you continue down. So. Nice, good, yes, very good. The timing will come, don't worry. You're doing well. But breathing's important, it's not an option, okay? Breathing is a good thing. Like as Jim has heard me say for years, I think I'm addicted to breathing. If I didn't do it, I think I would just die. So breathing is a good thing. Please continue to do that. Nice and natural. Let it do what it's supposed to do. And what you can do in this one, you actually can combine breathing in this one. And as you come down and down and in, out, as you go down, and in on the left foot. Good. Okay, relax. Now, the opposite of a forward outside wrist circle is an inward outside wrist circle. So we've done this. So now we will do the opposite, where it drops back. I'm still on the outside of my forearm, but it's coming back towards me. Yeah, we do have to open this hand up a little bit more to do this one. Yep. Good. Good. Opposite hand. Change hands. Excellent. Good. Very good. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to employ those outward circles. Is we're not going to do a circle on the downward stroke this time. We're going to go down first. On the way up, we're going to do an inward circle. So I'm starting here in the very first position. As we come up, as we get to our place here where we started before, now we're coming in and up. So down, then the inward wrist circles. Down, inward, down. Inward. Yes, good. Yes, you got it. Good. That's good. That's good. Yep. Takes a while. You're doing good. It's great. Good. It's good. It's good.
All right.
By the way, let me introduce you to a term. And there's a term that we all get when we're practicing any martial art, but definitely the Indian club. It's called a doofus moment. there's going to be a part where you're like, I feel like such a doofus. I just had this. Don't worry about them. I still get them. Don't worry. Just just play through it. Okay.
All right.
And you're capturing video. And Jim's recording this, but no pressure.
Of course, of course.
They're dropping towards you. They're coming as they come up. They're coming towards you. It's on the way up. Just work on what we're doing here now. Again, this is the second part of the combined movement. We're just coming down here. As we come up, the clubs fall inward towards me, so they're coming at my face. That's how you remember this. Just down here, coming in. Down here, inward. Down here. You turn them around, Jade.
Oh wait.
You want to have them coming into you.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, perfect.
Yeah,
Good.
that's it.
Excellent. That's it. Good. Nope. Other way. Get away. Inward. That's it. Yep. Up and in. I go up and in. You want to think up and in. Out and down. Up and in. Excellent. Good. Good. That's good. Good. Okay. So then the third part of this movement. Remember the first one we did, we came down here. Then the second part is here, and then the third part is combining them all too. So it's down with a spin, up with no spin, down with no spin, up with a spin, down with a spin, up with a spin. Okay, so we're combining it all at the end. So it's a progressive exercise. So again, to show you the whole set, it's here, then up, then down, and then up, and then down, and then up, down, and then up. Okay, make sense? I jumped ahead. So again, when we combine it all, the very first movement is, well, the very first movement is just no spins, okay? And then the next part is just the forward spins. And the next part is just upward spins, or invert spins, that we just did. And then the final one is spin on the way down, spin on the way up, spin on the way down, spin on the way up. There's mud?
This is the brain bending part I was talking about, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do this on purpose. It completely is designed to muck with your brain. Yes, good. Okay, let's break it down. We'll do it slowly, okay? All right. Just from the top. Starting up high, no spins coming down. Coming up. We've done one with no spin. Now, this time we come down to a forward spin. Then coming down. Don't spin on the way up. Just bring them back up. Then don't spin on the way down. We're not spinning on the way down. Now this time as we come up, we spin inward spins. Here. Now we're going to spin everywhere. So now we spin down, and coming up, down, and then coming up. It's okay.
Yeah. When you finally get it, it's like, I got it.
Yes, like, oh, that's all he was saying. He was just saying spin, spin, and spin.
No, wait.
Yeah.
This backward one is really getting me.
Yeah, exactly. They do. The backward ones are the fun ones. Yeah. Good. Well, that's good. It's okay. That's why I introduced you to the term doofus moments. I have them all the time. Talk to my wife. Okay.
Me too.
What did I do?
Good. Looks good. Okay. Cool. So let's go through the whole exercise. Okay, this is where it gets confusing because you're actually trying to remember where you are and what spot you're in, because the ultimate goal is spinning down and spinning up, but you're building up to get there. So we're going to break it down. I could do a rear view or I could do a side view, whatever you prefer. What's best?
Probably side.
Okay, great. So I'm going to face
Yeah.
hats. Okay. So let me walk through it once. So you guys just watch what I'm doing, and then you can come along. So first one is just this. That's just the first one. We have two of those. Then second one is just a downward spin, no spin on the way up. I'm doing two of each. Now I'm going down and spinning the way up, down, spinning on the way up. Now I'm going to add all the spins. Spin down, spin up, spin down, spin up. Okay, I did sets of two each time. Let's do that. That should burn it in. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do it all together. Let's do sets of three. That's going to be a little bit more. So let's try that. Okay. So set of three, starting again. Up high, one, no spin. Two, no spin. Three, no spin. This time spin forward. Come down, spin forward. Down. No spin on the way up. Down, spin forward. No spin on the way up. One more time. Down. No spin on the way up. Now, come down with no spin. Spin on the way up. Inward spins. Down, no spin. Spin on the way up. Down one more time, no spin. Spin on the way up. Now we're spinning everywhere. Spinning on the way down. Spinning on the way up. One. Down. Two. Down. On the way up. Three. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a little bit more helpful? Count to three,
Yeah.
is a little more helpful. All right. Let's do that one more time. I'll face
All right.
with you. Okay. So we'll do it all together. I'll count them out the same way. 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Okay. So again. Down the spin. 1. Down the spin. 2. Down the spin. 3. Now forward spin. Down forward spin. 1. No spin the way up. Forward spin. 1. No spin the way up. Okay. Forward spin. 3. No spin the way up. Now down the spin. Spin the way up. 1. Down the spin. Spin the way up. 2. Down the spin. Spin the way up. Now spin the way down. 1. Spin the way up. Spin the way down. 2. Spin the way up. 3. Okay, that's it. That's the exercise.
Ah. All right.
They got you. The inward ones always get you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're totally getting it.
Yeah, you got it. That's good. Good. Okay, so let me show you the cool thing about these spins. Why do we do these spins? So again, what happened with this club is this club was used when where it became popular and introduced to the West. Is that the Indians and the Persians, and actually they say even the Greeks, were used to using a club. They used this, but they use the club as an exercise thing as well. When the colonizer of the British colonies came in to India, they were sick of malaria. They had big, heavy weapons because the weapon at the time was a heavy military saber, the kind that Master Solon's teaches. Super heavy weighted towards the end. So it's a big curved saber with the cutting edge way out there. Why? It's primarily used on swords. So you had to have a big thing to cut down from a sword. But then they use that same weapon out in the fields, out when they're fighting on the infantry. So metal was very expensive. It was hard to get the metal honed in India because the metal was coming from the British Isles. So metal was at a premium. So they all had dysentery, they had malaria. So they were all very, very weak. and they saw the Indian people doing exercises, and they were very, very strong. The Indian strongmen, and I'll bring my big clubs to show them sometime. They're actually, some of them are 50 pounds, and they're moving these things in a very different, heavy manner, okay? But they were super strong and super healthy. And so the military people at the time said, the English essentially were falling down sick, and they started to look at what the Indians were doing to practice. And then they saw the lighter version of these clubs looking very much like a proxy for a weapon. And they said, hey, it's end weighted, it's got lots of weight out here, and the hand movement, the saber grip, what's actually called a saber grip, is the same. And so this kind of motion, training people to do this kind of cutting, or this kind of cutting, is what they need to do. Well, if you're short on metal, you can use a piece of wood, which were very easy to make. And so they used this as a proxy and started to train with this. And then they found out when they started to use two in parallel, they would strengthen their bodies in various different ways. Say, hey, this is actually a really good exercise. This alone, what you did very well, by the way, just getting that alone for a saber cut takes some people years to figure out. So one of the reasons I don't teach on the knob out here, because it's not teaching your wrist to do anything. It's not teaching you sword quality, okay? And what's cool about this is you watch it from a position here. This movement, that's a saber cut. That's the exact same thing as a saber cut. That's the exact same thing as a saber cut. This movement here is a block. Someone's coming here, I'm blocking and then cutting. This is a very common saber defense. Someone's striking me in any way. I can block that and then cut. I mean, look at that block, and cut. That's a beautiful way of evading a block. And then the upward one, think about here. I'm fighting someone. I'm bound with a weapon. I can come up under and cut their weapon out underneath their hand. So this one here, this inward cut, this is beautiful because here I'm like, I've engaged with someone. I've got the weapon there. I've now taken his hand off or the weapon out of his hand. So this, practicing this is what that is for. That saber cut is there. That's why these are such a great proxy for a saber, especially a saber weapon. Also, you know, other weapons as well, but in the aspect of saber, you're living all your time in a saber cut. Great. Tambadillo teaches Filipino martial arts, and Filipino martial arts is really, it's got the same kind of movement.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this same kind of aspect here, which is super cool. Okay, so the way we usually close this out is a more advanced exercise, which I don't want you to, you can follow along if you want, and I'll show you how to follow along, but we do this kind of to spin ourselves out, as you so to speak. So what we do is, these are called mills because they look like windmills. And this is the sequence you're gonna build up to. It's both clubs moving in unison, lots of different circles. It looks like we're spinning a lot more than we are actually. And let me show you this. And this looks like I'm doing more than one circle. I'm actually just doing 2 circles. But it looks like I'm doing 3 or 4. I'm actually just doing 2. It's 1 circle like this, and then I'm dropping the club for another circle. So it's 2 circles. But this looks really interesting. So what I want you to do, travel along as well as you want. If you get confused, just bow out. If it's tiring, just bow out. Jim and I are going to go through a whole sequence. What I'd like you to do is simply make big circles like this. Big circles like this. And you can do them one direction, and you can do them the other direction. When Jim and I start to get fancy, just go, oh, show-offs, and tell us to go away. But this is how we end the exercises, because what I'd like to do is get at least, and I think everybody should get at least 100 swings in a day. I get about 200. I try to do 200 swings a day. Light clubs, do not go heavy. I want to be very cautious. Jim's giving you the correct clubs because you seem well proportioned and you seem to have a coordination, which is great. Don't think, oh, this is really cool, and get heavier clubs right away. You could spend a year with those clubs that you have and still get great benefit. Have no need to go to a heavier club. Okay, I practice daily with 1.5 pounds. When I want to ratchet up, I do heavier ones, but it's a completely different sequence than this because there's really no reason to do these with heavier clubs. You'll hurt yourself, so please don't. You seem like a very sane person. A lot of the very muscular guys that I teach, or guys and gals that I teach, say, oh, I'm gonna go heavyweight because it looks so cool. They're the ones who are ending up in the hospital with torn rotator cuffs. So don't do that, okay? You seem like a very sane, logical person, so please listen, okay? All right, so again, all I want you to do just from the rear view is this, here, and then you can switch directions here too. And Jim and I are gonna count back and forth. We're gonna count sequences of, let's do 10 today, Jim.
Okay.
And then I'll count off the change of the things, and you'll see where we'll build up to. Okay, feet are in a nice natural position. These are called outward mills. One. I'm going to start, Jim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jim, switches. Inside.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Parallels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jim, switches.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now, alternating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jim, inside.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Then windmills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch directions, Jim.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cool. Great. You followed really well there, Jay. That was great. These are good. And by the way, my daytime job is not directing airplane traffic. It's not. Okay. Okay. So we lost Jacob. I don't know where Jacob went, but
Yeah.
Jade, I hope you enjoyed it.
Cool.
Here's what you can. Here's some homework for you. Okay. You seem like you were following along really well with those. Let me teach you the basic form. If we have a couple more minutes, I think we have just a little bit more time.
Oh, yeah.
Just take one club. This is called the, what we were doing is this is called an outward mill because it looks like windmills. Let me teach you on one side. I want to break it down because I want to teach your shoulder how to do this properly. As you speed up, it looks like you're skipping things, but we're not. So what I want you to do, and I'll face this position, I want you to bring your club up to here. It looks like this. Yes. So you're seeing your wrist here. And now you basically move here. I've got a box here. See this box? If I did that, I have a box. Now, without dropping this elbow, I straighten the arm. And then again, without moving the arm, I twist the club down, keeping my shoulder flat. But then I scoop down and return to the starting position. Here. So I've got the facing here. I turn out, take the box. And go straight. Turn this down. Hold that there. And you go, ouch, 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 ouch. Why is he doing that to me? Hold that there. Then you come around here and start again. All right, let me see you do that. Okay, here. And Jim has done this for hours. He's gonna test that.
Mhm.
Okay, I really want you to see. I don't want to see this out here. I want to see a box. See this box here? I want almost a right angle here. Great. If you did this, you'd be pushing it. Okay, good.
So, and then.
No, straight first.
Yeah.
Hold it there. And hold it there for a second. So get used to this. And then turn it over and hold it there. And don't move that. Keep that there. Keep the shoulder down. Very good. Then come around to the starting position. So looking at wrist, turning and making the box, making sure the shoulder's down, looks good. Open it, just keep it there. Turn it down here. Very important we get this movement here. Don't skip this movement. Good. Then back to center. Other side, switch hands. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Make the box. Straighten the arm. Turn it down. all the way over. Box, straighten the arm, turn it over, come to the center. All right, let's try both. You look like you're following along well. So here, 2 boxes. Iron cross, hold it there, hold it there, there. Now come down, the hands cross in front of each other. Good, coming across, back to the starting position. Make the boxes. Straighten the arms. Turn the hands down. Come across. Chicken wings. Iron cross. Drop the gloves. You can practice this for a while, okay? And I want you to get that form. It looks like I'm doing different things when I do this, but really I'm really doing the same thing. I'm just doing it faster, okay? This is very important you get this to help your shoulders come into play, okay? Don't skip this movement. Don't skip straightening. This here, when you do this, if you did this against the wall, this shouldn't hit here and this shouldn't hit here. These should be there. It's from staying against the wall. I could do this against the wall and I wouldn't hit the wall. So my back is really straight when I'm doing this, okay? So that's your homework,
Hey, Fred.
okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah, Jim, yeah.
One more thing. After you do a lot of these and your shoulders are sore,
Yeah.
can we do this right here?
Yeah, oh, cool, yes. All right, so I didn't show that, but this is your shoulders. Ice is your friend if you're sore, by the way, if you get sore on this. Because just doing this movement is doing things you probably haven't done with your arm before, okay? Even I've worked with gymnasts and boxers, and they go, that's a piece of cake. They go home, man, I really felt that. I didn't know that was there. So just so you know, okay? A lot of boxers just think this is easy. It's not. You're moving weight in space. And so what you can do with this is you can actually use these as a massage tool. So as Jim was showing, you can actually just gently, without touching bone, just bounce this off of your body. And you can bounce certain areas. This area here is probably the one that's going to be tightest. And then on the other side, gently do the front. And you go down just down the side. All the soft parts, don't hit any hard, crunchy parts. All soft and squishy parts only. Okay? And then,
Uno me deja contento.
so this is just a nice massage tool that most people don't remember. You have it right in your hand. Okay? Thanks, Jim. Thanks for reminding me that, Jim. That's quite great.
Yeah.
Cool. Again, ice is your friend. If you feel twinged at all, put some ice on it, 20 minutes. No ice, go back and forth if you feel it. These super, super important. If you practice anything, I'd like you to practice these, okay? Okay, you come out really well. It looks really great. Nice to have you. I hope you liked it, okay?
Yeah, thank you. It was a cool class.
Okay, great. Okay, and we do fun stuff like this every week. Okay,
Great.
Jim, good to see you, my friend. Take care, Jade. Nice meeting you virtually.
Bye.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care.
Okay, Jim, take care.
Bye-bye.